jokes aside, my name is Simon. I'm a developer at Kyber Network. And today we'll be going through a high-level overview of what Kyber is and how we have to drive mass adoption of crypto. So just to show of hands, how many of you here know what Kyber is? Okay, that's quite a lot. For those who know what Kyber is, hopefully this presentation can serve as like a refresher. And for those who are new, hopefully at the end of my talk, you can understand what we do and how we have to drive mass adoption of crypto. So essentially, we are an on-chain protocol that we aggregate liquidity from multiple sources, all in an effort to do something called token swaps that can be done in any applications, right? So I guess the important question is, why are token swaps important for mass adoption? So to put it short, there's just way too many tokens in existence right now. So if I were to give you a real-life example as like a reference point, so the UN today recognizes 180 different fiat currencies, right? But the last time I checked, which was when I was making the slides, there's 180,000 ERC20 token contracts. So it's just not very feasible for us to be holding so many tokens. So, basically, here are some examples of tokens, right? So we have stable coins. These are USD-based stable coins, if you cannot really notice. So we have DAI, we have TUSD, USDT, USDC, GUSD, SUSD, USDS, and so on and so on. So we also have utility tokens, like our own Kyber Network Crystal. We have BAT token, Status token, Golem, and Wrap token for Augur. And you know, we haven't even started on security tokens yet, right? So the thing about having too many tokens, the problem of having too many tokens, right, is exacerbated by the fact that it is actually not very convenient to convert one token to another token, right? So examples of inconveniences would be like having to withdraw and deposit my funds from my wallet to an exchange and having to wait for my transactions to be mined and confirmed. And then what about instances where like your funds get locked up in an exchange because of like Binance maintenance or something, right? So on top of that, it is also quite challenging to source for like the best rate for your token that is currently available at the point in time you try to purchase a token. So let me give you an example, right? Say I want to buy token A to be used on like a platform. And this token is available on 6 different exchanges, right? So what you would do is you go through each and every one of these exchanges, and you'll be looking out for two things, right? You'll be looking out for whether or not there is sufficient liquidity and whether or not it's priced competitively. So in the worst case scenario, you find an exchange with sufficient liquidity and priced competitively, but you don't have an account to exchange. So you know, all of these hassles are just pretty much like just barriers to adoption, right? So how exactly are we tackling these problems? So remember I mentioned earlier there were two problems. So the first one was that it was not very convenient to exchange one token to another. So we were thinking along the lines of like, what if we could do something like seamless token swaps, you know? And for our second problem, that it is challenging to find the best rates available, what if we could aggregate liquidity from multiple sources and just get the best rates for you when you need it, right? So when you put these two together, what you get is something like this. So in Kyber's terminology, a reserve just stands for a liquidity provider. So liquidity providers, they basically, you can think of them as like money changer. They hold a basket of tokens and they provide rates for those tokens. And so what we do is we aggregate liquidity from the different reserves and create a single unified endpoint for the different parties in the ecosystem to interact with. So say for example, you can be an e-commerce website or wallet or DApp, and you can interact with our interface to source for your liquidity needs. So what can Kyber be used for? There are actually like 3 main use cases for Kyber. So the first one would be swapping services, right? So a good example of this would be wallets. So these are examples of wallets that have been integrated with Kyber. When a wallet integrates with Kyber, basically what that means is that the users of this wallet can do something known as embedded token swaps, where they can convert from one token to another token without the funds having to leave the wallet. So let me just give you another example for reference, right? So say for example, I'm using Engine Wallet and I want to buy a cup of coffee, right? So I go to this vendor that accepts cryptocurrencies as payment. He lets me scan a QR code. which tells me like who to pay, how much to pay, and to pay in what token. So I scan the QR code with my Engine Wallet app. So what happens is that even if I do not have the token that the vendor specified, it's okay because since Engine Wallet is really integrated with us, we can do in-wallet token swaps and effectively you are able to pay in whatever token you want, and the vendor can still receive in the token of their choice. Sorry. Oh yeah, so there's a video here of a token swap going on in an Engine Wallet on the Samsung Galaxy S10, I think. Yeah, quick one. There's no sound. So yeah, so this S10, so this wallet is shipped natively with the Samsung Galaxy S10. So yeah, it's pretty quick. So okay, so next we have like our in-house swapping service, Kyber Swap. So this is a DAX. This is a DAX, right? Decentralized exchange. You can come on here and swap your tokens. And speaking of Kyber Swap, we actually have a campaign going on later after all the presentation is done. So you get to try it out and you get to convert cryptocurrency for merchandise. Yeah, but stick around for that. So the next big use case is for payments, right? So say, for example, your website like AdCon. AdCon is a very big Ethereum meetup that's happening next month. Or if you're like an e-commerce site like Moon, right? So what these kind of websites can do after they integrate with Kyber is that they allow their users to pay in any token. So yeah, so so for example, like for AdCon, what you can do is instead of just paying with PayPal, you can now choose to buy the tickets to AdCon with tokens, and it's powered by Kyber. And likewise for a website like Moon, you can just buy crypto merchandise in any token of your choice. So the last big use case would be for like financial DApps, right? So these two financial DApps over here, Melonport and B Token, they are integrated with Kyber, and they allow you to do like asset management and portfolio management all within the application itself. And you can do stuff like instant fund rebalancing without having to transfer the funds out of the wallet. Sorry. So yeah, so these are all the projects that have been integrated with us to date. Just wanted to show you how many projects there are, because it's really very easy to integrate with Kyber. If you would like to know how to, you can just speak to myself or the guy over there, the hands up, he's in black, wearing a Kyber Network shirt. We can share you more. And so yeah, so in summary, the first step you have to do is to find a problem, right? So our problem was that there's way too many tokens and it's a hassle sorting them. Step 2 is to create a solution. So our solution was to aggregate liquidity from multiple sources and to give you the best rates when you require, and also to allow users to perform seamless token swaps. And for step 3, no, not profit, but mass adoption of crypto. Okay. Oh yeah, so before I end, I would just like to share our Telegram groups. We have 2 Telegram groups here. The first one is our official Telegram, and the second is the developer chat, where if you have technical questions, you can hop on and ask any questions. Yeah, so any questions? Really no questions?
It's very clear.
I agree.
Oh, here.
One question.
Yes.
How to list tokens in Kyber Network?
How to use what?
How to list tokens?
Oh, how to list on Kyber Network. So there's a listing process, right? For you to list officially on Kyber, okay. To list, because there's 2 ways, right? There's a permission way and a permissionless way. And to list on Kyber through the permission way requires your project to submit some kind of legal document on your project, or legal opinion saying that your project, the token that you're trying to list on Kyber is not like a security token. And then you just have to fill up some form, and once that form is done, one of us will talk to you and tell you how to set up a reserve on Kyber. And once that's done, your token is on Kyber. And the permissionless way of doing it requires you to go through something we call the permissionless on lister. So that's the latest kind of reserve that we have. where basically anybody can list any token they want, but the only downside is that not like for example the tokens that are listed through the permissionless order book contract it won't show up on KyberSwap because KyberSwap it's a different entity from Kyber, right? So KyberSwap operates under the jurisdiction of Singapore, and then if anybody can list any token they like securities and all that, then there's gonna be some problem there, right? So but the thing is, any other like DApp integration or like direct smart contract integration will still have access to your token even if you're listed through permissionlessly.
And one more question. So
Yep.
should I deposit some money to sell guys who want to exchange with my token? So should I upload some liquidity? Should I deposit some?
Yeah. So, okay, let's just say, for example, you decide to run automated price reserve, right? So the initial upfront cost for running an automated price reserve is like, we recommend 100 Ether and 100 Ether worth of tokens, but obviously there's a minimum amount, but that's what we recommend. So there's definitely some upfront cost depending on which kind of reserve you choose. But yeah, you definitely need some liquidity for your tokens, both Ether and token. Yeah.
It's better than Bancor. The Bancor charge 10 times more. They ask around 100K.
Yeah. So yeah, we don't charge any listing fees. Yeah. I could answer questions. Yeah.
What's the use case of the Kyber Network?
Oh yeah. So basically, there's two sides, right? There's the maker and the taker. So all the reserves are all the makers. So they provide liquidity. They provide liquidity to the network. So anytime somebody does a trade on Kyber Network, regardless of which reserve fulfills the trade, that particular reserve that fulfills the trade is the one that has to pay a particular percentage in fees, and that fees has to be paid in KNC tokens. That's about 0.25% in fees. But the trade-off is they can profit from the spread for running a reserve and providing liquidity to the network. Yeah.
So are the reserves setting the price?
Yeah. The reserves are the ones that set the price.
So how does it work? Is there an order book?
No, okay, so our algorithm, so the way we do it is that our algorithm will iterate through every single reserve to see whether or not the reserve offers the token that you want and at the liquidity that you want, right? So and then after iterating through, like say out of 30 reserves, 5 of them offer the token that you need, we just get the best one for you.
But even a maker, you can set multiple limit orders, different quantities at different pricing.
Yeah.
But you're saying that one reserve has a uniform price?
No. So at that point in time, maybe at that particular quantity, it might. So when you're comparing to like a limit order, you can create multiple limit orders, right? So if there is a particular limit order at a particular price at a particular quantity, and your order and the taker's order matches or can fit within that order, we'll just take the price from that limit order. Yeah. But I mean, assuming that the limit order is the best rate available compared to all the other reserves that we have.
So basically, a taker would be like selling to market, right?
Yes, anybody, for example, if you're using KyberSwap, or if you're like, basically anybody that is trying to buy or sell token on Kyber, but you said taker, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You'll be doing like a market order whereby you have no control over what the price you're buying or selling.
Yep. So the way we do it is, so when you say you want to buy a token, like for example, if I want to buy, say I want to buy DAI tokens, right? And I'm paying in KNC. So at a point in time, for the amount of DAI that you're trying to buy, we look through every reserve. And if your reserve, like imagine if you're running a reserve, right? And you have an order that is for, that my order can take from your order. Because my order is not that big, right? And your limit order is much bigger. So the amount of liquidity that you provide is more than what I need. But at that point in time, when the algorithm iterates through every single reserve, maybe your reserve provide the best rate. So what that means is when the trade is performed, the trade is done with your reserve, and you'll be taking from your limit order. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Maybe one last question.
Uh,
No. Okay.
one last question.
Okay, one last question. Yeah.
So the swap is instant, and then where can you track the transaction? I guess.
Where can you track the what?
I guess so. The swap. How do you know that it's complete? It just goes straight from wallet to wallet, and then.
Yeah. So we don't hold your funds at any point of time. If you're using Kyber Swap, right, there'll be a very nice UI to tell you when the transaction is pending, when it has been mined, and stuff like that. But it's pretty much like just waiting for a transaction to be mined. So when you do a swap, you go to Etherscan, it will be like pending. And once like you refresh a few times, and yes, it's high enough, it should be done in like, I don't know, 10 seconds, 5-10 seconds. Yeah. Okay, yeah, thank you.